Document processing has always relied on a combination of OCR and then an analysis of the identified text, but it doesn't have the intelligence of identifying what fields are relevant to you, where they may be found, and especially distinguishing fields that may have the same characters within them, such as a shipper's address and a receiver's address, from each other. Computer vision helps us bridge this gap, and combining computer vision and an excellent OCR can allow you to process any document on the planet. I have a famous dataset over here. This is the NIST dataset. It is a series of US tax forms, 15 different types. I only have 143 images here, but this should be enough to get us at the start of our automation process. All of them are new, and I only have a labeling stage, and then we go straight to complete. In particular, I'm interested in the form ID, which is an object that is found on the top right of all of the documents, but it looks different every time. It also contains different text, so it's a little hard to analyze. But if we look at it over here, there it is. It's schedules A and B of form 1040. We want to make sure that we can identify this throughout the documents. Let's get started. I'm going to label 50 of these, train a model, and then automate the rest of the dataset, which is made of 5,000 images. I'm going to only label one and then just speed up this video so you don't have to watch me label things forever. All we have to do is press the F key to access the brush, 1 to access our form ID hotkey, and I'm going to use the square tip of the brush, increase its size using the square bracket, and simply highlight this number over here. When I'm done, I'm going to press enter. It's as simple as that. We're using a magic highlighter to label some data. Again, this takes me back here, and this is a very similar format to the previous one. I'm going to use a little trick here and lock the zoom of these documents so that when I'm done with this one and I simply press enter, it'll take me directly to the top right corner of the document. So let's take a look. Top left corner, excuse me. And here we are. Now we have a new form ID appearance. It's a large number with form written diagonally. Go to the next image. Here we have it horizontally. You get the point. There's quite a high amount of variability. I will see you in a couple of seconds when I'm done with this annotation. I'm going to speed up this video and see you soon. Okay, it's been less than 10 minutes since I started labeling, and we already have 100 images completed for training. I can go back now and observe that all my 100 images are done, and all I have to do is start training a model. Head over to the Neural Networks tab on the left, press New Model on the top right, pick the Instance Segmentation model. This will be able to process polygons and turn them into polygons with a bounding box outside if you need to do object detection. Press Continue. We can call this NIST Aware Investigator so that we can easily identify it later. NIST Form ID, so that we know that this one will only know the form ID. And we're going to pick our NIST train dataset, pick the form ID class, which is balanced. It's the only class on the dataset. We can also see that it's 100 instances divided across 100 images. Press Continue, and then press Start Training. We'll see that we will have only 15 images in our test set, which should be enough to give us an idea of the overall accuracy. The training will start, and I will see you in 25 minutes or so when this is completed. Alright, about half an hour has passed, and I've received an email telling me that the model has completed training, and it took 25 minutes and 20 seconds. In the meantime, I've created a new dataset and set a small workflow for it. We start with an annotation stage, then we go into a first model stage, the one we just trained, to find the form ID, then a second model stage to use the built-in OCR within V7 to read the form ID, and then a logical stage to combine these two outputs from the models together into one mask instance. The built-in OCR within V7 can handle any type of text, including rotated text, curved text, as well as handwritten text. So it's quite a versatile one and should do quite well in these US tax forms. Let's take a quick look at our settings where we've added our newly created NIST Form ID model to this finding stage. And then we simply have the rest of our workflow goes all the way to complete. I'm now going to add some data to test on. I'll add 6 images from the bottom of the dataset. These have never been seen by the model before, so look slightly different, but are still US tax forms. I'm going to upload them, and in a second we should be able to see them. Here we go. Let's open the first one that is already in the annotation stage. Now, I don't really want to do anything, but I've started with an annotation stage so that we can pause for a little bit and show the document before it goes through the automatic processing. I'm going to lock my zoom into the section and press send to the next stage. This will take me to the next image to work on, but I'll simply cycle back and wait for the timer to complete. There we go. We found the form ID with the first model. Now to the second model, which will read all the text within the document. And now to the logic stage and complete. Let's take a look at our mask. It's been created very roughly resembling the type of the type of annotation that we did earlier. Text for these is purposefully written inverted, but you can turn it the other way around if you wish. And as we can see, all of the text in this document has also been read, including this very, very condensed text at the bottom. Let's move on to a new image. Ooh, and here we have some handwritten text to test later. Our form ID is quite small. Let's send it through the process again, cycle back. There we have, form ID has been identified. The text is being read, and now it's being combined. We have our form ID, 1988, and we have our myriad of text items over here. We can simply look through the history of our model to see how it went. First, we identified the form ID, then we identified the text within it. You can see that there are 2 overlapping sections over here, and then we combine these 2. If we look at how the rest of the document has done, as usual, it does quite well, including things like this, the word signature over here, which is overlapped by the actual signature. The best attempt that it can make at reading cursive handwriting, and a variety of binarized text correctly identified. Let's try one more example with the third appearance of our Schedule E form. And actually, let's send a few of them through just to show the parallel ability for the system to work in many images at the same time. Here we go. This one's been completed. This one has already gone through the various stages. And this one is also going through the third stage and now the final one. Using these tools, you can process any form of document. Right now, we've only looked at one form, one form ID, but we can detect anything we want: line items, signatures at the end of a page, dates, page numbers, and give them an ID. This will allow us to process documents in a visual way, no more relying on little hacks of where numbers may be or what numbers may indicate to understand what they are. This is a truly understanding system that will identify a specific section of the document, the text that it contains, and the likelihood that it belongs to a specific family of field or not. Hope you've enjoyed this demo, and best of luck with your document processing.